Excellent. Alright, we're live. New themes, some new styles. I turned on the light. Wait, why is half the lights out? It's not good. Do 1 second. Oh well, we're gonna be in dark mode today because 2 of the lights in my chandelier thing are broke. So we revere dark mode. Alright, so we have pool in the game. I've already implemented it. I'm gonna be testing it. Let's go and actually check first and see if the if buffer actually sent what it's supposed to. Playing around with some social media management tools, and it's supposed to be sending out notifications that we are live on each of the platforms, so hopefully this actually works. Can we actually see where it got sent to, I wonder? On the YouTube side of things. It should have actually linked both, I guess, but oh well. Yeah, it says it was sent. Try notes. Let's go to my blue screen. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? It did work. Although, this doesn't always go to the latest live stream. We actually had to go live. Oh, okay, so it is dash live for us being live. Okay, I'll need to keep that in mind. Let me just make sure chat's working. It is. Cool. I miss my lighting, man. Sucks. I have another stream light, but I never set it up because the light from my room was usually good enough. Oh well. Let's do, let's see. So this works. I want to push, so added line, full table. I don't know why we're over yourself. Alright, I need to get a tester. Hey, thanks for the follow. Is it Emma? Welcome, welcome. If you're new, we're working on a space game called Unforgiven Space. It's a little bit dark right now, but it's a online, 80s-esque, space opera. I'm adding some mini games for players to kind of work on while I guess they're waiting for me to finish the game. Man, I'm really excited for the guys to come around and test this. This will be fun. Should be the new one. How do I pause the logs? Didn't see me log in. Weird. Yeah, so I wonder if we're not even getting this material. Set surface over on material to be the new material. Because we must have a material. Turns null. Yeah, actually, we'll just go back. We'll just do this. Yeah, that's easier. Yeah, we're just gonna temporarily stop the economy manager because we're not testing any of this stuff right now. I wonder if we specify which things we're stripping when we're doing the server build. Because I do want the panel. I do want the panels to not be stripped. It doesn't make sense for the meshes and the panels to be stripped. Because they're only like very simple collision shapes. Actually, yeah, maybe they don't really matter. Ship panel reset is losing its object reference. Ship panel, ship terminal panel, 3D. So weird. So it's got to be in the base panel. This mesh here. So we need the quad for displaying the 3D panels, but I wonder if we could just build them on the fly because it's only a quad. It would be like no performance cost, I don't think. Or actually, I think we can just check it. Because I don't... Let's do get node. Yeah, that's fine. I wish there was a quick way of just pushing all builds at the same time. I will be right back. I'm going to use the washroom and grab another coffee. Alright, back with fresh coffee. So we want to turn off some of these systems. These are like player gameplay systems. Whether they're active or not, whether the timers have been started. So these systems really just need to have their own like start method, stop method. Which are all tied to the timer. Externally, we may need to reference them. We also want to guard them. So if we're not the server, don't worry about it. Yeah, so say that we handle a prison respawn request and we tell the prison system that we want to add a player. That's when we'll actually check. How do we know if a timer is running or not? Because I don't want to reset it. Right, I want to start it if it's not already running. How do we know? Let me just see if Rock knows real quick. It just stopped? Gotcha. And it just stopped in JavaScript. Nice, thanks. Gonna try to stop anything that's running in the background right now for testing. Try to get rid of all these errors. The issue is like client side we have a load of meshes that we're using for like the rendering of different displays and things. But we don't necessarily need them on the server. They don't really serve any purpose. But you know, the collision shapes and things, you utilize those meshes for their sizing and stuff like that for the 3D terminals. So they're, in a way, they're kind of a mesh that I really don't want to strip. Right, and this would be really, I guess that's a simple fix, really. You could just have the, yeah, that might be a non-issue. Did I just crash? Did it crash? I just close it. Yeah, so maybe on the panel 3Ds, we do the opposite. So instead of the panel 3Ds, you know, having a display, that we're actually rendering the, you know, in code, we're taking our viewport, you know, from here. Oh, it might be nice if I put that in 16.9. Alright, so we're taking our viewport and we're, you know, setting our display mesh. You know, this size is going to be exactly the same as the collision shape that's already been defined for it. So I wonder if we should just make the mesh honor the collision shape or something like that. It's really the collision shape that just needs to exist. Instead of trying to match the collision shape to the mesh. Probably doesn't even need to resize at this point. I've kind of manually set them up to be like, you know. How's your day going, Ether Powered? So you'll apply that. It's going very hot. I feel you. Soybean cooked under this roof. Yeah. Yeah, it's warm here as well. Yeah, still getting these errors with the ship panels resetting because there's no object because it's been stripped. Not that the errors mean anything. Debug. What am I working on exactly? Right now cleaning up some of these server bugs that are occurring because we're stripping all the meshes. So to give you an idea, none of this occurs locally, but when I go to connect as Revere and I want, like, let's say Orange, and we connected a dedicated server and I join, now I'm actually being Orange, but I wasn't being Orange before because it was crashing trying to apply Orange on the server mesh because the server's version of the player doesn't have any meshes anymore. But set color on the player was still assuming that a mesh needs to be set. Right, and if I join now with another player, let me just do 2 instances, but I won't do a server. Let me just check this error though. And some nodes related to the synchronizer for the server. That's fine, that's fine. Okay. I want to do 2 players on the dedicated server, but I want to get rid of this server one. Let me actually just change, let me switch this up. And put the server as the 3rd one. And a crash tie. Oh man. How do I get out so like crashy? At least 4.4. It's not crashing all the time, but man, it does. Always when I'm like have a window open or some weird thing. I'm trying to copy something into some line edit or whatever. I'm gonna resort this. So the server is always the 3rd. And then if I change it to 2, it'll just be 2, 3, it'll bring the server back, so cool. So I see if it works now. So let's do Aether. No, it's AETH here. For green, I'm gonna do dedicated server join. And then Revere. Purple. Dedicated server. Join. Okay, so that works. So the issue is like everything that depends on meshes and properties of meshes with replication, like the players and things, right? Because it's generally assumed, right, everything's running the same code, but when the server is running this code, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't have meshes, it doesn't have any of this stuff. All of this stuff is strict. So, and that goes for these terminals. Like when I'm interacting with them, I'm RPCing to the server version that I would like to do this thing, but the collisions and stuff like that. And what's being displayed is local. So there's like an error happening because this mesh that's displaying this on the server doesn't even exist. It's not even a concept. But the issue that I think is happening on the server, and it's not even, it's a non-issue, is we're not even like, normally what happens is I resize the mesh to match the collision shape 1-to-1 so that I have a 1-to-1 pixel, you know, but anyway, they're just server errors. So I'm trying to clean up all these different server errors that are occurring. With different configurations. So like it'll be the same with the ships, right? Like you'll spawn in a ship with O, and like this ship, you know, has all these customizations, but we want those customizations to only be like, we want the data to be replicated through the server, but the as far as the ability to try to apply it locally to be like skipping a lot of these client side functions, you know. So today, it's the biggest thing. Has been working on getting pool working in multiplayer. How come you not just replicate the entire world in the server without rendering it? It doesn't render it, but it's still referencing. The code itself still has mesh references, because they're like applying things or doing things or, you know, whatever. And those meshes are just null, right? So the errors I'm getting are the fact that these things don't actually exist, and they're also not being rendered because it's all headless. So they're just they're really just, you know, visual, not visual. They're just error, you know, they're just errors in the console saying, "Hey, I'm trying to set this material." And why can't the meshes be on the server even in headless mode? Because I don't need them to be on the server, right? So they can be stripped for players, they can be stripped for ships, they can be stripped. They just don't need to exist in the build itself when outputted. It's just about, you're gaining all the memory, you're gaining everything. Like the only thing on the server, then you have a ship which is a rigid body. You have collision shapes that represent shields. You have, you know, but you don't really, like, you know, when I grab this dude, you know, on the server, there's just, you know, like on the dedicated server at least, there's literally just, I'm holding a collision shape right now. You know what I mean? That can socket, and this just means the server, if we go to the server, which is running right here, so we're getting like errors when we're trying to set override materials and stuff like that on the server version. But then when we go and we look at the server, which is running, and we're looking for stats, right? It's you know, our memory utilization right now, right? Like we're looking at about 300 megabytes. And ideally, I'd like to try to keep the whole star system that's being hosted under, you know, a gig if possible. But this is just a, you know, this is just me testing early optimizations. I'm not making early optimizations, you know, I'm just like testing the way Godot does things to see what we can do. Right, so then they can kind of start controlling the, because it's good to know, you know what I mean? If there's going to be something leaking, which there isn't, you know what I mean? This seems to be fine over like a long period of time. Because I'll usually, this version will always keep running eternally, pretty much, until I do a new redeploy. And then when I do a new redeploy, it'll kill it and it'll redeploy the latest version. So, you know, that's just kind of the idea, is to see how light these can actually get if there's no, like, no, you know, textures, no anything, right? They're systemically only a star system of data, and with the hope of, you know, that ended up, you know, creating higher performance. And I mean, the only thing it's really doing then is jolt physics and. Well, that's the thing, is the physics is running on the server, so that's where I'm losing my that's where I'm gonna be, you know, losing most of the performance. Where's my other seat? Oh, it's there. Right, that's going to be one of the bigger issues, is the fact that, you know. All right, no. I don't have a warp drive, so I can't warp. Oh, so I feared. Yeah, so I had fixed that issue with the player gravity with planets, and then apparently it broke itself again. So the ship is not registering itself in the planet gravity, which is fun. So it's throwing us out in the 0G. Oh, I wonder if it's the yeah, they're messing around with. Let me check the test planet real quick. Masking for ships, players. Planet gravity. Planet gravity area. Yeah, it's supposed to be setting the gravity area. Okay, so it can set the null when we leave. Yeah, the ship already contains. Set the gravity area. Oh, okay. Let's see what's happening. I was saying that this is normal. Ship gravity area is a wall. Alright, player gravity area. Right, so I'm in a ship. I'm on the station. I'm in the ship. I'm on the station. It's totally fine. Let's check 0G real quick. Right. Walking around. I'm in 0G. Okay. Back in the ship. So the ship should enter planetary gravity and also register the player. So that's what I think is not happening. Right, so the ship has entered the gravity area. The player should already be registered as well. And I don't think the player is actually registered. Yeah. Need a warp drive. And to get the components working in multiplayer. Or give the multiplayer ship a default loadout. Yeah. Planet gravity, the ship is under the gravity area, has been registered. And we went from planet to not planet, unless it's not aligning the player. Yeah, because it says our gravity volume is nothing. Ship gravity area, and when we leave, it becomes none. Which would suggest that the ship itself is having its own gravity area be reset. I wonder why this works so well in single player. Hey, Hype Runs. Hey, check your messages. Check my messages on Discord. Oh, okay, yeah, no problem. How's things going? Hey, caveman crafting. Good. Got pool in the game. Working on just some server side stuff today. Trying to figure out why the planet gravity is not working in multiplayer, but works fine in single player. It just changes from. Things breaking along the way. Working at an RPG at the moment, nice. Nice. Yeah, so we have the server here running in top corner, login as Rav, give myself some green, join. To crafting and red. So this is kind of like what my main focus is for today. So there's Rav, there's crafting. I got down earlier, done some optimization for NPCs. I can now have 1K NPCs running in close area, keeping to 8200 FPS. Nice. So this is the pool. Right, so this is a fully working pool game. When I started, I could barely get like 200 before the frames dropped. What are you using? Are you using Godot as well? Unity, gotcha. So check it out. And now all of this is server side. And apparently I scratched. The evil engine. Yeah, great engine, maybe terrible company. See? So the idea is we can just play pool, right? Well, this is my weekend mini game to give players something to do while they're waiting for me to finish making the game. Makes sense? It's like, Rav, please finish making game. But I have a bunch of these that I want to actually have in the game. They're kind of, you've done something SIG has not done in 12 years, make pool. I don't know, it wasn't focus. My thought process, you know, using what I call the gameplay first ethos is, you know, we make gameplay, oh god, poor ship. Ignore that. Is A, work on gameplay. B, work on other types of gameplay. So like mini games I think are kind of fun. And I just literally knocked over every one of those balls. And I don't know, I just think if you just work on gameplay, man, and just slowly evolve the game, I think the game will come to life, you know? Slowly. Yay! It was the stupid gravity not being set. I don't know why, like that gravity area was not being detected. I'd take another break from this. Say they released a deeping bug. Yeah. Just fund Unforgiven space instead, man. Just $5 for the chance of a game being created. That could be fun. Like, the worst thing ever that SIG does is they treat the game like it's a game and not an in-development project. It kills me. Right, like Unforgiven Space is in development. It's not an alpha. It's not going to be an alpha for 2 years. It's just being worked on. People that are testing it right now, they're doing it out of sheer insanity. What is that? Oh, it's a crime area. Wait, what happens if I enter a crime area in my ship? Nothing? Okay, now I'm curious. Oh, okay. It does work. Oh no! Well, we went to jail. Shit. I love that everything is just working now, man. I'm, you know, I literally just booted this up. Now it's running. Now I can like repair components. Like, what I love about where I am right now is I'm reaching a stage where I've made my code so modular. Like, I added pool to this game in 4 hours because in the pool project, let me just kind of give you like the TLDR, right? Like, when I was creating the pool project in Godot, and this is what I've kind of done, and after this I will go take the dogs out. So Pool 3D, there's a lot of stuff I did not like about this, and I refactored it this weekend. I wanted to have like, well, have you added support for dynamic tick rate yet? Not really. It's not at that point yet. What I've done, So it's not dynamic, they're just set right now based upon what type of replication is being happened. So I can set the replication delta on different things, but I haven't been able to throttle them yet because I need to be able to make sure we RPC, like, I need to make sure that the throttling itself gets synchronized correctly. So let me just, like, so what I've done with the pool stuff is, you know, it's now broken down into like 4 classes. The table does all the work. We have the ball, the cue ball, the pocket area, which is the area trigger that knows when this is actually a thing. The pool resource, like, all of this has been simplified, brought down to the right namespace, and so I still want to make all of this stuff configurable for each minigame. So now for every minigame, there's like a master resource. So this is the setup for all the balls. Because in the future, I want to be able to change the textures for them, right? So these are all of the 15 different balls, and they're like type, so it's a low or high, what the value is, which is just a key enum to a string. That could just be a value, really, if I wanted to use it for something. But I can change all the textures and stuff here, because balls are just balls, you know what I mean? They're just all the same mesh. It's literally a sphere. And then for the table, all of the table itself, now that I moved, kind of brought it in, automatically has all of the pockets set up in Blender, so it knows which pockets are what, and then it automatically places to do the checks and balances. Like this area here is the main game area, which is continuously checking to see if all the balls are still here. If any ball leaves this area, it automatically resets that ball. And for anything that's inside this area, if they just go into a I can find, there's a test one down here. Yeah, we just have these little pocket areas. So the whole pool game, there's like pocket areas. There's like it's all been pretty much simplified down to 6 scripts, and within those 6 scripts, there's also an interactable for the cue ball, which takes the collision normal for its control. So the only code that need to be added is in the player interactor. I just had to check if it's a cue ball, and that's just going to be changed. I'm going to change it to an interface, so the cue ball will inherit from iPushable, and iPushable will have an interface. So this is what I have now, right? I have for iInteractable in the other project, because I don't think I want to add iInteractable. So anything that can be interacted with uses the iInteractable interface. And normally I can always take a player, like I want to interact with something from a source player. This is the player interface, so it's simple. But I actually really need an interact with a vector 3, which is the interaction normal, where we're touching it. But I don't want to enforce that right now, so I might make it iPushable, which will also have an interact function. And that will, technically an iPushable could be an iInteractable. You know what, that's what I'll do. I'll make this abstract or something. Or I'll inherit an iInteractable and just as an iPushable, and the thing will be an iPushable. And anyway, same shit. My eyes bugged out. So that's how it works, right? The only code is in player raycast, which I really don't like right now, because there will be a component that does this, but when we're firing the this is the only line of code that I want to change, because if the collider is an iInteractable that takes in a vector 3 for the collision normal, it itself can run the RPC for apply force, right, which is what it's doing here. And then that's done. Simple. So all mini games must be in this namespace, and they must be fully independent, and they must be playable through the same type of structure, right? So if you're playing darts or something like that, whatever we'll end up doing, Right, that's kind of how I envision scalability of this stuff. Codex, we have pool support in the game now. So if you want to play the best space pool game ever, so and just to reiterate too, like, well, what makes space pool any fun? You know what I mean? Like, why would I want to play space pool? Well, there's different gravity values, right? They're literally a lot less in gravity. It changes the way things work, right? And if you have like combinations then of really low gravity but high friction, it creates a very different game, you know, than what a player would be used to, right? So Codex in orange, maybe a brighter orange. Okay, right. So that's how I want to do like some of the bar games. I'm gonna pretty much make all of the bar games because I think it'd be fun. When you're not pirating, when you're not shooting ships, you're not doing missions, right? You'll have these bar games, and they'll pretty much have an extra area around them, right? They'll only be active and only be broadcasting when two players actually enter this area, right? Or even when you're transitioning between places. So like this whole thing is only running now because there is a play area. And you know it'll auto reset if things get kind of poked. You love that in GTA. Yeah, interactable data, and you wrap this interactable. Right, so yeah, like all of this is fully synced. I don't know why. What's up with the? Where did our cue ball go? Over here in the corner. Then you have an interactable call simple. You can like store more data within the data object. Boop. So anyway, so this is what's working. I'm gonna go bring the dog out, and I'll be back. So what I'm working on now is we're just fixing up the planetary gravity. There's a lot of little checks and balances that are causing the server to freak out, and I want to start really getting the ship systems on multiplayer. That's the next thing, so that things don't work if they don't have components. It's working in multiplayer, but I want to get the prison system working in multiplayer. I'm just gonna try to take all the work I've done so far and get it working in multiplayer. That's the idea. So now we should be good. Yep. Same with item components and stuff. Looks cool. It'll be a lot cooler when it's in my main project and we're actually seeing the graphics of, you know, the final game. So now, like, if I pop out, like, if I just take this out and I eat it, okay, and I go to leave. Watch this. This is what I love about this now. Right, so I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna go to take off, and I can't. No warp drive. Can't warp. So I'm gonna go back and grab that warp drive. If I remember where it was. Small planet. See the warp drive, you guys? Anyone see a warp drive? Warp drive. Where art thou? Oh, I think I saw it. No. I lost my warp drive. Maybe you're somewhere. I don't remember exactly where I came down. Oh, is that it? Is that it? I see something. Nope, it's a shadow. Well, we're gonna have to consider this to be lost. Oh wait, there it is. I see it. I see it. I see it. I see it. No, it's not it. No, why that looks like it. Well, we lost the warp drive. I'll have to huddle my way back. I'm like determined to find it now. I'll do like a quick fly, because it was definitely in the light side. I really gotta fix the interpolation on the camera. Yeah, don't just leave things lying around. Yep, but I thought we were just straight down. So this side. Oh well. Alright, I'll be back. I'm gonna leave the ship doing craziness.
Yep.
All of my bulbs left.
Oh, did they?
Anyway, this is the one.
Alright.
They're all the ones in the
Buddy better go pee. Buddy better go pee. Better go pee.
Works. How do I smell? What's be? I'll be back after. Yeah, I missed the light. I don't know why. All that blue this morning.
You got some time left.
So we need to figure out why the ship console is actually not working in multiplayer for the multiplayer ship as well, because that's giving us an error. It's probably because it depends on the ship systems that you set. Parent is the ship from the ship display. So stations have the MFDs. Relationship, parent, parent. This should be good. That looks good. Okay, that looks fine. This references the ship display. The ship display references the main ship. That's fine. What? What? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the ship display is not getting the material. And they're not changing the material. Yeah, there should be a material on this thing. Unless it got nuked on the mesh or on the override. On the mesh instance. This can return the material override. Okay. I'm gonna go grab lunch here just in just a second. As soon as I make this one change. Yeah, there really is nothing here on the mesh. I'm gonna just create a standard material. Hey, Munglow. On the ship side, just see what happens here. And if this works, then I'll go grab lunch. Pool is a success. No, I'll go to the kitchen here in a second. Okay, it's working, but it's not lit. Okay, that makes sense. That's good. Alright, so that's fixable. Alright, I'm just going to end the stream for a little bit, and I'll be back in a half an hour. So I'll just end it. Be right back, guys, as soon as I eat.